morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Harris County Public Library Centennial Kickoff event. We are celebrating the 100th birthday of HCPL, and we'll be doing so all throughout the year. Each month, we'll be focusing on a decade that the library has been providing services, and tonight, our theme is 1920s, the first decade in the storied and wonderful life of HCPL. I want to thank the team here at the beautiful LaPorte Library that has recently undergone some renovations, and we're just so happy to be here. So thanks to them. Wanted to let you know, in addition to musical and magical performances each month, you can pick up a take and make craft at your local branch that corresponds with the decade we are celebrating. This month, we have our do-it-yourself flapper hat, as I'm wearing tonight, or if hats aren't your thing, we have this nifty paper airplane kit that you can decorate yourself. So some of the performances you have to look forward to include folk music of the 40s by Vody, Houston's beloved Alan Oldies Band with 1950s tunes, and a summer show celebrating the history of magic. Next month, on February 28th at 7 p.m., we have a really special event that I want you to mark your calendars for. Please join us with our friends at Apollo Chamber Players for a virtual concert featuring music that multi-talented composers Damian Sneed and Paul Cornish composed especially for our HCPL Centennial, with vocal performances by the Houston Ebony Opera Guild. Tonight, you're in for a special treat. In partnership with our friends at DeCamera, we are delighted to present Boomtown Brass, who will be playing traditional 1920s hot jazz. Before the show, we're going to watch a short film that I think you will absolutely love. It's a silent film based on the story of HCPL and its first librarian, Lucy Fuller. It was entirely written, produced, acted, and directed by our own staff members. We'll be featuring special films just like this one, created by staff each month. And now I would like to turn it over to the Executive Director of the Harris County Public Library, Edward Melton.
Hello, I'm Edward Melton, Executive Director of Harris County Public Library. I am pleased to welcome you to the kickoff of our year-long Centennial Celebration. We have a year of great events and activities in store for you. Each month, we will present programs based on each decade that we have provided library services. These activities will include featured kickoff events that is musical, magical, or theatrical, as well as special themed videos produced by our very own talented staff. There will be themed activity kits to pick up at your local branch and the Harris County Public Library anthem for all to sing along. I hope you enjoyed tonight's show, and I want to remind you to join us on Sunday, February the 28th at 7 p.m. as we present a world premiere piece composed for the HCPL Centennial by the acclaimed musicians Damian Sneed and Paul Cornish. This event is presented in partnership with the Apollo Chamber Players and will feature special guests from the Houston Ebony Opera Guild. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Thank you, Edward. I am now thrilled to bring you the premiere of our special film, A Library is Born. And here is our Division Director of Programs, Partnerships, and Outreach, Linda Stevens, who also wrote the screenplay and appears in the film to tell you a bit about it. Then get your dancing shoes out, because right after the film, we'll bring you Boomtown Brass. Linda?
Good evening. My name is Linda Stevens, and I would like to welcome you to the kickoff for Harris County Public Library's Centennial Celebration. We've been planning this event for a long time, and we're really excited about sharing the library's history in a year-long birthday party. Each month, we'll bring you a performance by the library staff that takes place in a different decade of our history. We're beginning with the 1920s, since 1921 was the founding year for HCPL. Tonight's video is the story of how the library began in the style of a silent movie, but we did favor entertainment over accuracy. As far as I'm aware, Charlie Chaplin never was in Harris County. For the accurate story, We hope that you'll visit the HCPL Digital Archives, which also debuts today. You'll be able to explore historical documents and photos, along with the facts of how HCPL was born. The collection will be growing and featuring new exhibits all year long. Shout out to all of the talented HCPL staff sharing their acting, singing, performing, writing, and even composing talents for our centennial events. Next month, we'll feature a 1930s-style radio mystery show starring the authors of the Harlem Renaissance. Thank you for celebrating with us. I hope you enjoy the movie and the special performance by the Boomtown Brass.
amazing. I am so proud of the entire team that worked on this film. I want to give a special shout out to our Charlie Chaplin, LaPorte's own David Novosad, Jennifer Finch as Lucy Fuller, Brian Kradish as Arthur Dawes, and everyone who worked hard on this film. Ladies and gentlemen, Boomtown Brass.
Thank you very much. We are Boomtown Brass Band from Houston, Texas. I will introduce the band throughout our set. I just wanted to get started because that's what we're here to do, is play some music. I wanted to apologize in advance. We were told to be playing 1920s music, and that song was from 1916. So my apologies. Please keep the hate mail to a minimum. We will try to rectify that next with a song that I think you're all going to know. This is called Ain't She Sweet. And if you're like me, you probably learned this song from cartoons. Old cartoons. No verse. One, two, or 1, 2, 3. No, thank you very much. No, please, just throw money. Just throw money. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce a couple of the members of the band. I want to draw this out. I really want people to be in anticipation. I want you to go to our Facebook and really learn about the band. This is Mr. George Chase on the cornet. I want to make sure you don't confuse that with the trumpet. This is a cornet, which is a different instrument. It's kind of the same, though. This is Mr. Doug Wright on clarinet and saxophone. Woo! Note that I almost said saxophone. Mr. Jarvis Hooper on trombone. Woo! We're really happy to be here. That song was H.E. Sweet. That was from 1927, a little closer to the genre we're going for. This band is dedicated to pretty much the beginning of jazz, anything more or less before 1930. So that's kind of where our focus is, and we really enjoy the music. It's been a lot of fun learning about the history, about the different players and the different development from different cities and whatnot that contributed to it. So with that being said, we're going to move to a Sam Morgan song about a town in northern Louisiana called Bogalusa, and this is called Bogalusa Strut, 1927. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, featured on that last song with Mr. Jacob Breyer on the banjo. Thank you. And my, possibly my most longest term collaborator, Joseph and I actually met at San Jacinto College in Pasadena, where we went to school, and that's where we met Doug. So we've been playing together for 30 years now. So it's time for a break. That's a long time. Of course, as you can see, if you could see Joseph, you would wonder, you know, did he go to school when he was 10? But you can't really see him, so the joke doesn't really land. So, but these are the jokes. I'm just letting you know if you want to, like, thank you. If you want to pull up a microfiche and check on these are actually funny. So once again, we're going to break the rules. We're going to go back before the 20s. This is from 1918. This is from a very controversial band. It was actually it's the first recorded jazz band in history, and it is the original Dixieland jazz band. And one of the reasons it was really controversial is because whereas the music is largely associated with the African American community, this is actually a white band that actually recorded it. So this is called Lazy Daddy, 1918. I hope you like it. Clarinet breaks, trombone breaks, no solos really.
No problem.
One, two, one. Thank you very much. You're so kind to us. We really appreciate that. Sorry, you have to understand that we're pretty used to playing for smaller crowds. So this is not a stretch for us, really. Especially this last year. So this last year has been kind of funny for us because I've had, in 2019, I was talking to some friends of mine in San Antonio. San Antonio has a very, like kind of a large, really beautiful community for this genre of music. And whereas Houston doesn't really have a really established clique, if you will. But in San Antonio and Austin, it's a thing. There are nonprofits and there's societies and there's lots of bands, or there's a number of bands and quite a few musicians and whatnot. So I was talking to one of them, and we had both sort of had the same idea that we would use 2020 as sort of a, we would try to recreate the Roaring 20s, which is kind of where the genre we're going for, of course. So I thought, oh, this is beautiful. What we'll do is we'll do the Roaring 20s again the whole year. I'll make up this whole thing where we're going to do popular music. We're going to do it in this style, but it's going to be the Roaring 20s. We're going to do our costume and whatnot. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. It didn't work out. So, I guess we're still sort of in the 20s, but last year didn't work out so good. So we're hopeful for 21, and so we're gonna break one more rule. We're gonna break it a couple of times, but I'm gonna break it right now. This song is from 1933, and it's a little modern for us. We don't normally play the really modern music, the avant-garde, if you will. This is from a really great piano player named Earl Hines. And even though the song wasn't written with this particular beat to it, a popular dance from the time period was called the Charleston. So we're going to use the Charleston beat a little bit during this song. So we're breaking all kinds of rules tonight. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very, very much. Yeah, I knew the modern stuff would really go over with the young folks. So we're going to feature our clarinet player on this next number. This is a Harry Williams and Art Hickman piece from 1917. I know we're all over the place about the 20s, but what do you want to do? This is called Rose Room. I'm not really sure who made it famous. There's a lot of different versions of it. But Douglas just plays, it's just a beautiful thing. So I hope you enjoy Rose Room. B section. B section, not A section. Anybody ready? Yeah. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Pasadena taught us right. Yes, we went to San Jacinto College in Pasadena, Texas.
Get down, Texas.
Get down. All right, so now we're going to continue breaking the rules. We're going to skip the next one. We're going to get a hot. When we started this ensemble, we were pretty dedicated, and we are still dedicated to the genre and to the time period. But being a composer, I felt it might be fun to try to write in the style of that time period. So I've written a number of tunes, and this is one of them. We were playing a venue, a brewery in Houston, and just felt inspired, decided to write a piece for that brewery. So this is a tune well out of the time period. This is from it's not even 19, it's from 2017, I believe. I don't even know when I wrote it. This is called Holler. All right, remember the intro and the outro. Jarvis, catch the C's with me, beginning and ending. 1, 2, 1. Holler, or holla if you prefer. So kind of personal preferences there, depending on your dialect. I'm from the north side of Houston, so we say holler. Yeah, I know. Everybody's just rolling the Thank you, thank you. So we're going to change up the pace a little bit. We're going to do a tune that I thought Ray Noble wrote this, but now I can't remember who wrote this. It is from 1923. This is Hcpl, and we're going to employ a little bit of Latin feel in the beginning of this, just to give us just gives you a little break. Latin wasn't really a thing just yet in the 20s. I mean, it did exist, of course, just not in the 20s jazz thing. It wasn't quite a thing. It was like, you know, the bossa nova started happening in the 60s and maybe the 50s a little bit, but this wasn't a real thing necessarily. So we're just going to kind of take some more chances with the Hcpl. One, two, Thank you very much, Hcpl, featuring Mr. Joe Slazak on his washboard of dreams. He's got a tin can too. He just added it. Sounds amazing. I don't think it's actual tin.
It's aluminum.
It's aluminum or aluminium.
Lentil soup, because you're
You what?
lentil soup.
Lentil soup. So it's vegetarian. It's animal friendly, right? Terrific. So I know we're kind of getting close to the ending, so I want to make sure you understand that we do have an Instagram, and we do have a Facebook, we do have a website. We are in Houston. We are available for events if you so much desire something of this caliber and this genre. We're going to continue on. I want to let you. No, I'm not going to do that joke. Sorry, I was going to do it. No, I'm not going to do the joke. It was like an iPad in the 20s joke, and I'm just like, I couldn't quite form it in my head. It was going to have something to do with like maybe a ticker tape thing, or maybe like we couldn't connect to the telegram line. I don't know. I hadn't quite developed it during that last song, so keeping in mind that I didn't think of anything that I was going to say until I started saying it. So I'm an improviser. That's what I do. But next time I'll write it down before, not after. This is a song from the original Dixieland Jazz Band from 1918 called Fidgety Feet. Fidgety Feet. Play it down to C, solos of C, and I'll cue the last time C. 1, 2, 1, 2, stop. Thank you very much, Mr. George Chase, Mr. Doug Wright, Jarvis Hooper on trombone, Mr. Jacob Breyer. This is Mr. Joe Slazak. My name is Thomas Helton, and we are Boomtown Brass Band. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chicago. Thank you, Support Library. Oh, you want another? Oh, you want an encore?
Yeah.
Oh,
One more.
one more. Oh, all right then. We're going to give you something special. This is going to feature our clarinet player, Mr. Doug Wright. The song is called Eccentric from 1921. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. People are Facebook messaging for more. All right, this is called Eccentric from J. Russell Robinson. JR. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
so much. That was amazing. Thanks to Boomtown Brass. Thanks to DeCamera. Thanks to all of you for tuning in. Thank you again to LaPorte Library for hosting. And I want to give a special shout out to all of our branches that actually were born in the 1920s. It's Crosby, Fairbanks, Katy, LaPorte, Octavia Fields, South Houston, Stratford, and Tomball. So a big happy birthday. Thank you, everyone. We have a lot more in store for you this year. Please visit hcpl.net and keep tuning in. Thanks again.